Ewsafo Ahaye GC News Mema Obibia Akwaba latest hot enkwa ena mede bro na ansana simuni nyina beba no se wunya subscribe ya bomodi ase over subscribe na wa like video no give us a thumbs up na fi share na wo foforo so na wenye bi hwe na wo hu ensemwa ekoso ewo Ghana memo hanom afi tentemara yibura ye ensemwa abeto yepno so yikuti AS report AS ansem ya ba bodujai moma yiti AS ansemi
issue. There are provisions in the constitution that says that the police council then, based on that appointment, of course, on advice of the Council of State, would have to be working with the Inspector General of Police, advisory, looking at internal security, etc. So, if they advise or recommend and say, look, this man has just been at the helm of affairs so short a time, there's this program of action, of course, it's just a supposition, etc. And so we think we need to keep him there for some time to do consolidation due to national security issues, etc. Could we have exceptions irrespective of whether there are no caveat to an earlier statement or not in this extension, in this narrative we're having? So look.
Bro, just give me 30 seconds.
I give you... Fred took 3, 4, 5 minutes to talk about...
Over the weekend, I was in Tamale and Salaga, and let me express my sincere appreciation to all those that extended a hand of help. You are many.
Tamale and Salaga.
Salaga. You are many.
What were you doing there?
I was on my, you know, we are doing politics.
United Party?
Absolutely. And
did you meet some of the aspirants from NPP on the rounds?
They are joining our party in their thousands. It's amazing. And we will continue to encourage them. And let me also use this opportunity to honor one young man who is doing something great in this country. That is Robert Coleman. Wembley Sports Complex.
Wembley Sports Construction Company Limited. That young man must
be given all the necessary support in this country. If we help him, AstroTurfs, he is doing a human job. So, Robert, you know, I only for
Sisala East.
Why not? If it's going to help in the sport development of Sisala East. What is the big deal about it?
I'm saying introduce to him.
Me myself, I need one at Okakwe South for my people.
South.
Yes.
You know he's going for primary, so he needs it so that he can...
On the second of the UP?
No, NPP.
United
Please
Party.
Go ahead.
NPP is collapsed. What is he doing in that party?
They have their primary.
They have even boycotted this platform.
So what is he doing?
Please go ahead.
The biggest platform in this country.
He's here on his own right.
No, he's an NPP member.
Yeah, sure.
Who is going to join the UP?
Please go ahead. Roland, Solo and Fred, I call you to order.
Thank you. Order.
So first of all, my candid opinion. I am not one of those that are for contract extensions. I am not for it.
Why?
Because then it, as it were, diminishes morale in various workplaces. But you see, I find nothing wrong, absolutely wrong, from my candid opinion, heart of heart, with what the president has done.
Why?
You see, when you are the president of the land, all you need to do, your Bible is the constitution. Is that not the case?
This one?
This is the constitution. The president is regulated by the constitution. Now, if we go to Article 199, which has been amended, I mean, the Act 527, the Constitution Amendment Act of 1996, it gives the president that opportunity to extend people that are due for retirement their tenure by no more than 2 years. Because Article 99 says that people are supposed to retire by the age of 60 years.
199.
Yes. Then we amended, Ghana as a country amended our own constitution and gave the president the opportunity to extend public officers who are due for retirement by 2 years. That's the maximum. They cannot go beyond the 2 years. So if I am a citizen that is expecting the president to operate within the confines of the law, and I see that the president has done this, all that I need to do is to check with the law whether the president is right or wrong. So on the basis of the law, the president is right. And then the reason why they say that he can only do so based on the exigencies of the situation. You and I know that Yohuno was appointed somewhere on the 13th of March 2025. Let's be fair to ourselves. 13th of March 2025. He's due on retirement December. It means you would have expended 11 months. Yohuno took over 11 months. Less than that.
Less than that. That would be 9 months.
9 months.
And you and I were in this country. He took over a turbulent police administration.
Oh, how so?
Here was a police administration where, what's the name? Dampare was sacked and people were jubilating openly.
Within the rank and
file at the various barracks. So he took over a mess situation.
Really?
That he needed to calm it down. I'm telling you, I don't know Yohuno anyway, and I don't intend, I only know him as the IGP. But you see, we must always be frank to the fact. Now, March to date, he's stabilizing the system. Now, you don't hear the bickering that much. So if you are the president, within only less than 11 months, you say another IGP must come. Now, it starts the issue of what you call it, lobbying, with its own confusion. So if you're a new administration, you would want the system to stabilize first before you bring in a new IGP. Now, let's put Callisto's first statement that seems to be the talk of town, and then let's dissect it and see whether those that are criticizing him and the statement will stand the test of time. You see, a casual look at it, I started criticizing him until I took a deep breath. Sometimes you must take a deep breath and go back to the statement and see whether or not it is we that are as we're running ahead of ourselves, or he was also spot on with that statement. Look, what is the heading of that statement?
Suspension of the grant of contract appointments.
Kindly give me the meaning of to suspend something. If you say suspending of something or suspension of something, what is it? To suspend something, what is it?
Suspension.
Or suspend.
A state of... Okay, suspension. Okay. So suspension. The meaning is...
Is a noun, is that not the case? So it comes from suspend.
The action of suspending someone or something, or the condition of being suspended.
So go to suspend. Type suspend. And let's see whether this will not stand the test of what we are discussing. To suspend is what?
Temporarily prevent from continuing.
Absolutely.
Why this explanation?
Emphasis on temporarily. So he chose his word carefully. And I give it to him for getting it right. He's a land economist. He's my senior course mate. He got it right.
From KUST.
KUST. He was my TA.
And he lectured us.
I have known him to be a brilliant student, and I would have been very surprised he would have made that fundamental error. Absolutely.
Put the statement back on.
So to suspend is to temporarily hold on to something. What was happening before this release? People were all over the place, including academia.
They
wanted extension.
Why not? It's allowed by the Constitution.
And that was a new administration that had come into place April 5th. I mean, the president was sworn in on the 7th of January. By March, he was still even appointing his ministers. So if you come around and say that you need extension, it will be a problem. So what this release sought to do was to put temporary hold on these extensions. Did he give you the timeline for the temporary hold? Or did he need to come back to you and tell you that the temporality of it has been taken off?
Why not? If he issued a statement publicly,
so
the
point is that he issued the statement to deal with the specific situation. Are you with me? Now, the exigency, that's why I started from the angle of the Constitution. Is the president allowed to do what he has done? The answer is yes. He's right on, he's spot on, under Act 527.
Hey, Solo.
Are you with me? So the point is that it is much ado about nothing. Then you go back into the Constitution. The president is supposed to be advised on how to manage the security by what? The police, by the police council. Is that not the case? I have also read on various portals, including your network, a report just recently on the 3rd of November 2025.
You mean 3news.com?
3news.com, written by Stanley Nibleu. Does he work here? He's one of your reporters, where he was quoting one Angel Lolo, who is, I think he's supposed to be a member of the police council, touring around the country. When I read it, and I said, let me find out, because I have a lot. Angel Lolo. He's supposed to be, I think, he's a council member, if my memory serves me right. Now, I went back to have a huge support, friends in the police to find out whether indeed there were engagements within the police service as whether there has to be an extension of the IGP's mandate or not. And guess what? That was when I realized from my friends that the police, Fred has been a police officer before, am I right?
No.
You have never been a police, no.
He's been an education.
Oh, sorry. That the police had, or they have 25 regions. You know, Ghana has a 16 region. But in the police, they have 25 regions. They went round and solicited the views of junior ranks and senior ranks.
Are you talking about they have 25 commands or?
No, I said there. No,
regions?
police deals regions. You know, in Greater Accra we have Tema is a region, and then we have absolutely. So I stand for correction, but what I got from my friends in there was that they have 25 regions, and that they saw the abuse, and the majority view was that because of the way and manner there has been turbulence within the police service, it will only make sense to extend Yohuno's tenure so that he brings balance into the system. That's why some of these says, you see, it is very, it's a thin and a fine line that you need to find out, because we are dealing with a security institution. Once again, we are dealing with people who also had expectations, because if Yohuno had left, somebody would have taken over. That person would have also been an IGP, and it would have been good for him.
What about the question that has been posited here about a state of policy inconsistency?
What is inconsistent about this?
Well, a release has been given.
The release, I just told you that to suspend is to temporarily hold on. So there was no policy inconsistency. There is no policy inconsistency anyway. You understand? The man chose his word. If the man had said that we have cancelled it, that would have even been unconstitutional. Because I've just told you that we have amended our Article 199 to say that the president has the power to extend. When it happened to appear to, you know, in this country, IGP appear to was given 2 years extension. Fell in line with the same provision.
But it's not the first time.
This is not the first time. You see, the reason why people are making, I will give you the opportunity to come. I don't have any problem, because what I'm telling you is my frank, unbiased position. That if somebody must come and point to me with constitutional provision that the president has flouted, that I always keep referring you to that.
Nobody around the table here is saying, Fred hasn't said, Zaato hasn't said, even those arguing against this new extension, are arguing that the president has flouted any constitutional provision. So
then what are we discussing?
Okay, so the discussion is that despite the existence of a constitutional provision and the power that the constitution enjoins on the president, there has been a directive from that same president.
A temporal directive.
I think that's the law has explained.
That's your interpretation.
No, that is what the meaning of it is.
Please put the statement on the line, because this is thing.
You see, if you don't take the I have nothing to lose with it. When the IGP is not there, what am I going to lose? So if the IGP is out from the place, what is my interest in there? So if he's there, what is my interest in there? I don't have any interest. I don't intend to be in police. I don't have anything to do with it. In fact, the police are supposed to protect us. So whoever is the IGP, his first mandate is to protect me. But we are analyzing a situation. And I am combining. I've seen where people sometimes it's not that everyone is shouting hallelujah, hallelujah makes them Christians. You must take your time and go back and also give the benefit of doubt. So, knowing the caliber of the executive secretary and his intellect, I said, let me take a second look at the statement. So, I saw suspension. Then I saw suspension mandate for suspend. Then I looked at the meaning of to suspend. And I saw to put a temporal hold on something. And
temporarily prevent from continuing
or being in force
or effect.
Yeah, it's temporary.
So, if something is temporal, how would you then come back and say that was the policy position?
Maybe the only argument, or a little bit.
Yes.
Maybe if you are say, for instance, that the statement that was issued was carried in a way.
Fred, are we making this argument as if the statement was not issued at all? Because the statement
nobody has said no, but the press alone.
The statement was issued to deal with a specific situation. Yes. You have come into government, everyone was looking for extension of mandate. and you have not even finished with the full complement of the ministers to deal with matters, why then would you then go ahead and say that you are approving it? You put a temporary hold on it, and then later you allow the system to flow.
Okay, I have this one from an ACP. Yes. An ACP says Solo is right. The police service was in a state of turbulence at the time Yohuno took off. Is this an ACP? I can't mention his name.
No, but it's a well-known fact. Unless you want to play the ostrich here, you understand? Really? But look here, even if you were going to do politics with Yohuno was appointed as a deputy IGP in this country by Akufo Addo. Is that not the case?
Well, that's true.
So in terms of politicking, then the NDC is taking, they are taking that big bite by making someone who was appointed by Akufo Addo as a deputy IGP and the IGP. But you cannot look at it that way. You understand?
Conflating two completely different.
Which ones are that?
And that's the point.
You see, the problem I have with you is that, that when you were speaking, I was sitting down here. You have not been given the opportunity. What problem do you have with this IGP? What problem do you have with the statement?
Good. Now let me tell you this.
Now, have you given the opportunity?
No, you haven't ended.
So if it was,
you have 30 seconds.
But you see, we need to clear it. If it was him, you would have played the victim.
I'll be quiet.
That you never allowed him by interjecting. But the truth of the matter is that the two statements, there are nothing wrong with it. The police council, nobody has come that the police council never recommended the extension of the IGP's mandate to the president. Once the president received that recommendation and acted upon it, and once I look at the statement that was put out by Callistos, and I do not find anything wrong with it, on what basis would I go to town with? Because everyone is saying it, I also told that lie. No way. Obviously, what I'm saying would have.
So you are going against the grain.
Oh, absolutely. There is nothing has taken place. It's much ado about nothing. Just that people will suffer because of the extension. People will be 60 years and above, and they will not have the opportunity to be IGP. I sympathize with some people because they had expectations. But there is nothing illegal about it. If the president had done anything illegal, I'll be the first person to call him out.
All right. You wanted to say something because let me override you.
Okay. We are conflating two completely different things. I have not said, and nobody here has said that.
Indeed.
IGP Yohuno. I've actually said that. Look, the president should not be what handcuffed behind him.
Not that you said that.
Yeah, good. Thank you. You've done.
No, so why are you saying that? So if you are saying that I'm conflicted to you, no. But you see, you must be clear. He said that I am conflicted.
You just traveled, went to Salaga and Tamale and came back. Relax.
But people in Tamale, they greet you.
That's his relax. The point I'm making is that we wouldn't have been here, one, had there not been that statement. That statement, because the question now you ask yourself is that such statements, such acts lead to what? People who are losing faith in governance. It leads to people not trusting public servants when they come out. When you issue a statement, even if it is temporal, has the temporal statement been lifted? If it's temporal, has it been lifted? Has it been lifted? You could not tell us. That's what I'm saying. In this appointment, there could have just been a line that says that.
A caveat. That's when they find.
When they find. Or you could have just said that. Or issue another statement that suspension has been listed. And I've asked the question. Is it now? Has that statement now been. Has it outlived its usefulness? We understand that, yes.
So for you, the statement issue or the one circulated currently, so-called signed by Carlos Omar, could have had maybe a caveat that pursuant to. That's one way. Okay. Another way could have been to now say that, okay, we have now settled. We were a government transition. We've now settled. We've now taken full control. So we have suspended that temporary session is now removed. Now the president will now address these issues on a case-to-case basis. You bring clarity to the situation. My point is that if you haven't done that, now we have two policies there. Okay. Which is which?
I don't get it.
I don't get what you're saying.
I don't get what you're saying.
He says that the temporary suspension is
temporary.
It's still in effect.
What are you talking about?
Is it still in effect?
But temporal means that it's temporary.
It's temporary.
It's not
so with this, it lifts it.
So now you are telling us that suspension has been lifted.
No, but that is the only reasonable deductions you can make out of it.
No, you cannot.
Why?
You cannot, because that policy still stays. Okay. It still stays.
So what you are saying that the statement issue confirming the extension of the years of Yohuno does not override. No,
it doesn't. They have not said that.
But he says it overrides.
Based on what?
But this is the current statement.
No. So my point is that look, it's important important for us to know this. And it doesn't hurt. It doesn't cost anything to bring clarity to this. It doesn't hurt for the secretary.
So that is another matter you are discussing. Now you now want clarity.
It's the main matter. If you, the question is the main matter. It's the only matter. Have you rescinded that thing? Have you annulled it? Yes. Now we are going to deal with, or you could say that, because it happened. I'm saying this happened. When it came to education and youth, the Minister of Education says this does not apply. It was clarified.
Is there?
Yes, the Minister of Education clarified that it does not apply to academia. Policy clarification, simple. You could say a similar thing. This one does not apply to.
So you're saying that there's a void because
no,
there hasn't been public statement.
We are not being fair to the situation. No, Zaato, let's get it clear. Around April, there was so much confusion everywhere. You couldn't have singled out other areas.
But you could do it.
All right.
Current police institution and architecture that we have, all of us political actors, when you are in government, you tend to believe, to accept, to appreciate. As soon as you move into opposition, the same system now come across as is antagonistic towards you. You don't know hostile towards you, because we are able to manipulate, we are able to control, and officers tend to pander to, the political power that gave them the opportunity to serve. And so, if we can, soberly and frankly have a conversation, have we arrived at that point as a nation where these persons, we can get an electoral college that will elect them, we can give them a term of office. So he knows that if I come as an IGP...
I don't understand. Is it also position that at the time that the directive was being issued by Dr. Kalisus Mahama, all these things and ideas, and then the position you're espousing?
I think on this subject, where I am now, I'm expressing personal views and opinion on the subject matter. I have stated that these are the two statements that we put out, what the government positions are. I cannot challenge it. I cannot disagree with it because I'm not close with all the facts and why the government decided on this decision or why the police council made this recommendation. I cannot question that at this point. The only thing I can do is to support it. However, I've gone beyond just that to look at the other side of it, that what happens within the police institution when some of these directives or these decisions are taken, does it help the institution itself? And I've also looked at what the conversation has been around for a very long time as to how we can go about this issue so that when officers are in office, they have the peace of mind, they know they are going to stay there until the agreed retirement age, and when that time comes, they bow out quietly. Whichever way, it's a conversation. For me, let people have their views and have their own bite. I know Zaato is rehearsing.
Please leave Zaato alone. When you were making the point,
that is permissible. At this point, let him look at it.
When you were making your point,
I have not said anything wrong.
When you were making your point, Dr. Zaato never.
Oh, he was smiling a lot. Anytime I turn out,
so he shouldn't smile.
How do you say
Dr.
that?
Dr. Zaato, smiles of double standards, a position A today and then another position.
My dear Honorable, you go explain Tayaro.
I
feel your pain. Seriously.
I don't have any pain.
You feel his pain.
Which pain? I don't have any pain.
I feel his pain.
I don't have any pain.
Look, as a matter of principle, I think every president should be given the opportunity, especially when it comes to national security and security issues, to assemble his team. I think that president should be given enough free hand when it comes to national security. And that so long as they are not breaching constitutional laws, that they should, because they see things we don't see. They hear things we don't hear. They read reports we don't report. And keeping the realm safe and secured is the number one responsibility of the president. That's why they are the commander-in-chief. So I believe that the president should not be faced with any challenges when it comes to assembling his national security team. The Inspector General of Police is the core, one of the biggest pillars of their national security. And so a president should have that right. IGP Yohuno is a consummate policeman, law enforcement agent. He's come inside the system, he's handled the transition well, and he's doing his ultimate best for the police. I have absolutely no problem with him professionally or in person. There have been some few fractions with the police here and there. We have cause to complain about them, talk about them, and I think that in general, we need a lot of reforms and things like that. So I have no doubt. The problem is that, like everybody is saying, it is when you see this rampant and flagrant flip-flopping and hypocrisy.
Flip-flopping?
Flip-flopping, completely.
Why do you say that?
That's the problem. You just said it. Nobody forced Kalisus Mahama to issue that letter. And I don't know if you remember. We discussed it here when that thing came.
Yes, we did.
That day, I was vociferously defending UTAC because university lecturers are in a peculiar situation. Look, sometimes by the time you get promoted to associate professor or prof, you're almost about retiring. And universities have a tendency of keeping full professor and associate professors on board to supervise PhDs.
I remember very well.
To supervise PhDs, MPhils, and mature, while the younger ones are burdened with undergraduate teaching and market. It's a system. So I asked that question. Later on, something happened. The education minister made UTAC and issued a statement that universities were not what? Part of that directive. So my question is that, now, are we saying security services are not part of? You should make that, because whenever the secretary of the president writes something and issues a statement, we should be able to take it to the bank. We should be able to know that that is a solid, that is the position. But today, then I ask my question, okay, what is the government's policy on post-retirement contracts? I don't know. If a student were to ask me today, okay, what is this current government's policy? I don't know what the policy is. But we should know, there should be policy clarity. It helps people so to know, because now, people can now have the opportunity to read innuendos, to read motives into disappointments. Just precisely because of what you've done.
What you're saying is serious. Are you saying that there's policy inconsistency?
There is. You have two statements. So what is this government's policy on this? And this is not the first time we have this policy inconsistency. And that's what I'm talking about, the government flip-flopping. Remember the issue of the interior minister saying that galamseyers will be what? What's the
repatriated.
Repatriated. And then the government saying that when they say no, they'll be tried here, and now the president is saying that they need to establish community tribunals to fast track them. So I'm asking, how will you fast track them and prosecute them while you're also repatriating them? Or are you saying that only Ghanaian galamseyers will face the rigors of the tribunals? So when I'm asking, why do you keep having this flip-flopping, these policy inconsistencies within one government? Why? Why can't they get their acts together and tell us that, look, this is an articulate, a coherent policy, so that we understand? You could also, because you see, if you look at Khalifa's Mohammed's statement, he did not make any provisions. There were no loopholes to say that, look, or except under certain circumstances. And sometimes it's important.
As in, there were no caveats.
No caveats. Just read it. Sometimes when your issues are, you need to put those caveats, because again, you are running the machinery of state. And sometimes things happen. You need it. So when you put it like that, that is where you can then come back to say, look, yes, this was the policy, but this and this has changed. I can understand that. But if you issue no caveat, if you put nothing there, and then you are now coming out to tell me that you have not issued it, and you see, conveniently, completely just ignore that other statement. They don't even make reference to it. So what are we supposed to make of this? This is, apart from it sounds even amateurist, because you don't expect very experienced policy makers, people who have been there, done that before, to be engaged in such activities. It doesn't help anybody. Now I'm asking myself, if I am also the CDS, Chief of Defense Staff, and I'm also a retired, so should I also expect one? If I am, should I also expect
CDS?
No, I'm not like, if you are the CDS. Should I also expect one Chief of Defense Staff, right? If I'm also in another security agency, should I expect one? Now, imagine I'm in the President Service, the head of President Services. Should I also expect one? If I don't give one, and then Yohuno is giving one, is it because you don't like me? Why? But assuming you came out, it's not too late. By the end of today, the National Security Coordinator or the government could come out and look, this directive given does not apply to the security services. For the security services, His Excellency still retains that power to decide on case-by-case basis. Most of that is what you do. So that again, we now know that there's consistency, that when that time happens, the president will be allowed. But if you don't do that, and you keep doing it, then you put us into a guessing state. And once you do that, this is how the people, they can compromise their professionalism. They can now, assuming, yes, assuming I'm the head of the President Services, I'm not asking, and I'm near retirement. The question I ask myself, what do I have to do to get a post-retirement contract? So whatever I'm doing, that is in my mind, because I know that if I do something against the party, I will get a contract. If I do something against the government, I won't do it. So if I put my professionalism above other political interests, it may come to hurt me. That is what begins to what? Compromise their professionalism. But if there's a clear-cut policy that, look, this can happen, then I can also factor it, like you are saying, the moment you become a judge, we then assume that you have life tenure. So in this case now, you can, well, there are issues about promotions that we can come to. Or if you're a Supreme Court judge, you have life tenure, but then there's the issue whether you're going to be Chief Justice.
Because the current Chief Justice was there 17 years.
Exactly.
Ignored.
Thank you. So I'm saying that in those cases, there's still consistency. He's not losing the job as a justice of the Supreme Court. But the point I'm saying is that the bigger point here becomes, let there be some cause, especially in the security services, because they don't sleep so that we sleep.
Okay.
If you make them begin to second guess and begin to now play pander to political whims and caprices, the safety of the realm might be compromised.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.